Hello and welcome to Hedleys Football Podcast. I'm here again today with Daryn. Good evening, Daryn.
Good evening, Harry. How are we doing?
I'm doing alright. Well,
not a very good week this week, has it? It's been football-wise.
No, not football-wise. So I think I'm going to crack straight on with Newcastle's game against Liverpool on Monday night, which, of course, that fixture at St James's Park never disappointed, and it didn't again. First half, it was a good start by Newcastle. We were on top for most of the first half, but it was quite clear that we didn't have a striker, and the chances that we were creating just weren't going in the back of the net because of that exact reason. And then just a few minutes before half time, we get caught on the sucker punch, really, because we were on top for most of the half. Liverpool go 1-0 up with quite a soft goal to give away defensively. The keeper had no chance, but it was quite a soft goal, which just sort of trickled in to the bottom corner. And then things go from bad to worse. Just before half time, Anthony Gordon puts in a flying tackle, which he tries to block the ball, and he just goes just far too aggressive. He's just frustrated. It was a frustrating half. He put a statement out, and he said that he was just trying to get some intensity into the game, but we were still right in the game at this point. The referee gave a yellow card, and after a VAR decision, it got upgraded to a red. And when you see the replay, he goes flying in, 2-footed, definite red card. So 1-0 half time with 10 men. It's an uphill task. And then literally a minute into the second half, Liverpool go 2-0 up with a goal from Hugo Ekitike, who we have tried to sign in this transfer window with good reason, because he looks quite a talent, a very good player, and a nice move from Liverpool, to be fair, which is slotted into the bottom left-hand corner of Nick Pope's goal. And you think, oh, right, this is going to be a long second half until we bring on lots of substitutions, mainly because of injury. We lose Sandro Tonali through injury. We lose Joelinton through injury. And Fabian Schär through concussion. Schär will miss one game because of the protocol. Joelinton will miss at least one game with a knee problem. And I haven't heard any updates on Sandro's shoulder problem, but it didn't look good. So at 4 players that we lost during that game. The players that come on with Asula and Jacob Ramsey and Lewis Hall make a huge impact. We, with 15 minutes to go, with the game petering out into a 2-0 defeat, the game comes to life with a nice ball in and a lovely guided header into the bottom of the Liverpool net by Bruno Guimaraes, makes it 2-1. And then with not long to go, probably 5 minutes, a big clearance from Nick Pope, flicked on by Dan Burn. Great header flicked on, and a lovely finish by Will Asula makes it 2-2. And you kind of think, just hang on for the draw. A point with 10 men would have been a great result against Liverpool. I mean, a point with 11 men would have been a great result against them. But we kind of keep pushing for the winner, which was entertaining. But, of course, when you do that, you get caught on the break. So this was with about literally 2 minutes to go. Newcastle were on the attack, and then we get caught short with one defender trying to defend three of the Liverpool attackers, which I think was Malik Chow, our other defender that came on, that we've just bought in the transfer window. And of course, when you come against 3 against 1, it's only going to end up with a Liverpool goal. Now, it was a lovely move, finished off by a 16-year-old for Liverpool with a lovely guided finish into the bottom right-hand corner. Heartbreak, absolute heartbreak for Newcastle players, Newcastle fans, because they had given everything in the second half to try and get something from the game. But if they are the type of performances we will be putting in, I'm very, very positive for the season ahead, because it was a very good performance and we were just very unlucky on the night. We go to Leeds on Saturday, which is now turned into a must-win. But of course, we don't have Anthony Gordon, who was the striker. So I don't know who is going to play up top, because they've tried to get Alexander Isak to change his mind, and we are going to find out the outcome of that meeting today. But that is Leeds on Saturday. Now I'm going to hand over to Daryn, who's going to tell you the 2 games that have happened over the week with Sunderland. Over to you, Daryn.
Thank you, Harry. Well, we came back down with the bang on Saturday after the great performance against West Ham. Against Burnley, we were very flat, very lethargic, and got beat 2-0. I don't know why. Somebody said that we're tired. Now that worries me, because if we're tired after 2 games, I think we're at 38. We were very flat, very lethargic, got beat 2-0. So, going on to last night in the Carabao Cup against Huddersfield. Again, I mean, we made 11 changes, but 11 changes should have beaten Huddersfield. Our team should have beaten Huddersfield comfortably and didn't. When you consider Huddersfield also made 10 changes and we got beat up for the Huddersfield, I think one side, that worries me greatly. So we got Brentford on Saturday, hopefully with a better performance than last Saturday, because that worried me on last Saturday, how lethargic we were and how fat we were.
The comments would worry me, as you just said, about them being tired.
Yeah.
Like, well, if they're tired, what's happening? Are they overworked and training?
I've had 2 games, Harry. How are they tired? If they're tired after 2 games, as I said, what are they going to do after 38? You know?
Yeah. If they're tired after 2 games, they must be being overworked in training or something.
Yes.
Because to be tired after 2 games is ridiculous.
Yes.
And very worrying. Brentford at home should be a winnable.
It should be a winnable game. We said that with Burnley, and look what happened. So
yeah. Obviously, you're back at home, which is a positive. But what I suppose another positive would be over the first 2 games of the season. I've seen a lot worse teams than Sunderland when you go.
Well, that's the positive bit about it, yeah.
When you consider the likes of West Ham, Wolves, teams who have just not performed to the level. But obviously, we're only 2 games in, so any of these things can change any moment. So yes, talking of changes, a lot of things can happen with Newcastle until Monday, because Monday is transfer deadline day. We need at least 1 striker through the door before Monday, preferably 2, but I can't see that happening. The striker we've been looking at is Jürgen Strand Larsen from Wolves for they want 70 million, which I think is ridiculous. But we've offered 55, have turned it down, and we are preparing apparently an offer that they can't refuse. So we'll see what happens there. We are still looking at Brentford's Johan Wissa, so that there's 2 strikers that we can potentially get in to let Isaac go.
But I think we are looking for a centre half and a winger because Dan Ballard got injured on Saturday. He went up a header, came down and pulled his going. We could be out for a while, which is a blow because Dan Ballard has been one of our main players over the last few months. So
yeah, that's a big blow. So it looks like both teams are still in the market.
Yes.
Going into the last 4 or 5 days of the window. The next game I will be commenting on will be Leeds away, which is 5:30 on Saturday evening.
And then what I'll be commenting on is Bedford at home on Saturday at 3 o'clock.
Those are the 2 games we will be focused on next week, including the end of the transfer window.
Yes.
Because by the time...
We'll see where we are there.
By the time the next podcast comes around, the window will be closed.
Yes.
So we'll see where we are then. But until next time, I would like to thank everybody for listening to this podcast. And thank Darren for joining.
My pleasure, Harry, as usual.
And until next time, it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.